At midnight, the office lights were still on, not because of overtime, not because of ambition, but because one man was running out of options. He stood alone on the top floor of a London skyscraper, staring out at the city he once believed he had conquered. Below him, life went on. Inside, silence pressed down like a weight. This was a founder people admired, a visionary, the future of British tech, and yet, his company was dying, quietly. Then his phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. "I can help." No banks. No delays. No one needs to know. He didn't steal. He didn't scam. He just accepted help from the wrong person. Within weeks, the money arrived. The crisis vanished. The founder was praised for pulling off the impossible. But what no one saw was the price attached. Because this wasn't a rescue. It was a trap. The company collapsed after it was saved. How does a company worth £600 million disappear? Not because it ran out of money, but because it accepted it. Stay with me. To understand how everything fell apart, you have to go back to the beginning, long before secret messages and midnight deals. There was a dream. The company started small, just a handful of people, borrowed desks, and an idea most investors initially ignored. No flashy funding rounds, no billionaire backers. Just long nights, tight budgets, and a founder who believed you could build something meaningful without cutting corners. And somehow it worked. Year after year, the company grew. Clients trusted them, partners respected them, employees believed in the mission. This wasn't just another startup chasing profit. It was known for doing things the right way, transparent leadership, ethical decisions, a culture that put people first. Employees didn't just work there, they belonged there. Business magazines praised the founder's integrity. Industry leaders pointed to the company as proof that you didn't need dirty money to win. Inside the office, morale was high, the mission felt clean, the future felt safe, almost too safe, because while the outside world saw success, inside the balance sheets, something else was happening. Growth was exploding, but cash flow wasn't keeping up. New hires, infrastructure costs, expansion expenses. The company was scaling faster than its money could breathe. Revenue looked strong, but liquidity was thin, and no one wanted to say it out loud. The dream was real, the reputation was spotless. But the financial pressure was building silently. And pressure doesn't ask for permission before it breaks things. The crisis didn't arrive with headlines or panic. It arrived quietly. An email from payroll. A tense meeting with finance. A calendar reminder no one wanted to open. Salaries were coming due. And the numbers didn't add up. The founder did what any responsible leader would do. He went to the banks. Long meetings. Detailed projections. Promises of future growth. They all said the same thing. Come back next quarter. Investors were next. Some hesitated. Some delayed. Some went silent. Not because they didn't believe in the company, but because timing mattered more than belief. Days turned into nights. Nights turned into calculations. How do you tell hundreds of employees, the people who trusted you, that the money might not be there? That's when the private lender appeared. No office, no brand, no lawyers in suits. Just a conversation. "I've been watching your company," the voice said. "I know what you're building. I can move fast. No paperwork. No press. No board approval. Just one condition. No one else can know." It sounded temporary. It sounded harmless. It sounded like a bridge, not a road. The founder stared at the numbers again. If he said no, the company could collapse. People could lose their jobs. Years of work could vanish. If he said yes, everyone would be safe. So here's the question that matters more than money. If you were responsible for hundreds of livelihoods, would you take the money to save your team? Because that single decision, made in silence, had changed everything. The money arrived faster than anyone expected. No delays, no excuses, no complications. Payroll cleared. Every employee got paid on time. Relief spread through the company like oxygen after suffocation. Meetings felt lighter. Slack. Channels filled with gratitude. The nightmare everyone feared never happened from the outside. The company looked unstoppable again. Product launches resumed. Marketing campaigns went live. Customers returned with confidence. The media followed. Articles praised the founder's calm leadership under pressure. Podcasts called him a model CEO. Industry insiders said, "This is how real leaders protect their people." The crisis became a success story. And the founder, he was celebrated as a hero. But heroes rarely see the cost of the bargain until later. Because that's when the lender started calling. Not aggressively, not threateningly, casually. Small requests. "Can you introduce me to your finance lead? Let me sit in on one meeting just to understand operations." Nothing official, just observing. Everything sounded reasonable, professional, temporary, nothing illegal, nothing dangerous, yet. But the tone had shifted. The help no longer felt like help. It felt invested. And when someone is invested in your survival, they eventually want influence. The next request didn't come as a favor. It came as a necessity. The lender wanted a board seat. Purely symbolic, he said. Just so I can protect my exposure. Then came access. Quiet access to financial accounts. Read only at first. Just to monitor risk. Still. Uncomfortable but defensible. Then the word that should have stopped everything: temporary. Authority. Nothing permanent. Nothing written in stone. Just until things fully stabilized. The founder hesitated, but the company was alive because of this money. Then came the final ask. Calm. Measured. Delivered without emotion. "We need to move money through your company. Just for a week." No explanation. No details. Just assurance. It won't affect your customers. It won't break any laws. It's only temporary. That was the moment the room went cold. Because this wasn't about saving jobs anymore. This was about using the company. And every instinct said, once you say yes to this, there is no going back. So pause right here. Seriously pause. If you were sitting in that chair, your people depending on you, your company alive because of this deal, what would you do right here? Drop your answer in the comments. Because from this point on, every decision has consequences. And the next one destroys the illusion of control. The transfers begin quietly, small amounts at first, spread across different accounts, labeled with harmless names: consulting, licensing, temporary holding, nothing that would alarm a casual glance. The finance team assumes it's approved. The approvals carry the founder's name, his digital signature, his authority. What no one realizes until it's too late is that the company has become a bridge, not a destination, not a beneficiary, a pathway. Money enters, money exits, clean on one side, and traceable on the other. The systems that once protected the company now expose it. Internal controls are bypassed, audit logs grow longer, emails stack up, authorization trails form. A perfect story, one that points in only one direction. The founder starts noticing changes. Meetings he's no longer invited to. Accounts he can't fully access. Decisions already made before he speaks. The lender doesn't ask anymore. He informs, because leverage has replaced trust. Every email is saved. Every approval archived. Every transfer documented. And suddenly, the truth hits. The founder hasn't broken the law intentionally, but intention no longer matters. The system doesn't care about motives. It cares about names. And his name is on everything. The investigation doesn't start with handcuffs. It starts with silence. Banks freeze accounts overnight. Partners stop replying. Employees whisper. Then the authorities arrive. Not for the lender. For the founder, questions come fast. Documents are laid out slowly. Transfers, signatures, approvals. Every trail ends with him, the lender. Gone. Not missing. Not hiding. Legally vanished. Shell companies dissolved. Jurisdictions crossed. No warrants, no trace. The man who saved the company was never meant to be caught, because he never touched the money. The founder did. The company did. The rest makes headlines. CEO linked to financial crimes. Trusted founder under Investigation. Ethical company not so ethical after all. Reputation collapses faster than revenue ever did. And here's the final truth, the one no one saw coming. The lender never wanted control. Never wanted profit. Never wanted repayment. He wanted cover. A clean company. A respected name. A trusted signature. The business wasn't saved. It was selected. Not every rescue is mercy. Not every solution is help. And not every hand that lifts you up is trying to save you. Sometimes, it's just positioning you to take the fall. If this story made you think, a comment, I see it now. And if you want more stories that reveal the hidden side of success, power, and trust, like, subscribe, share. Because the next story will make you question every deal that looks too good to refuse.